Think we're going to get ready to get started here, folks. Wood, please. The color guard will advance the colors. Hand salute. Two. The POW MIA missing comrade flags will now be posted by the color guard. POW MIA empty chair is placed at all official meetings in the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POWs, MIAs still unaccounted for from all the wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Uncover. Please join me in a moment of silence in memory of our missing comrades. Robert W. Barrage, Harry L. Cross, Gary D. Frump, Arlo Ginther, Ronald B. Jorgensen, Leon G. Marin. The chaplain will now offer a prayer.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day and for those you have gathered here tonight. Be with us in our walks of life. Let us be attentive to all who join in this meeting. We ask that you guide us as members of this post this evening, so that we might be productive in our discussions toward our goal of service to you, our members, our community, and our nation. Let us remember all our servicemen and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice, and for those who are still suffering in hospitals, nursing homes, and personal dwellings. We especially pray for those who are homeless, that they may find shelter from all weather. Guide us and be with us this evening. We ask all of this for God and country in your mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Please join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Cover. We will now recite the preamble of the Constitution of the American Legion. For
God
God
and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purpose: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our association in all wars, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to the community, state, and nation, to combat the autocracy of both the classes and masses, to make right the master of life, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion to mutual helpfulness.
President Ron, I do believe we have a quorum.
Yes, we have 40.
I now declare Marion Post 298, the capital of Iowa, regularly convened. And I would like to welcome everyone for attending. Roger, do we have any Zoom attendees?
We have a visitor.
A visitor, thank you. Along those lines, Sergeant at Arms Ron, do we have any other visitors? Or new members?
Well, I'm actually a member, I'm a life member, Rosemary O'Hara. I have to go to meetings on Monday nights, and I still really active with some of the scout groups. So, I have my card. So, thank you for having me to the actual meeting, and I apologize for being late. I wasn't my.
We'll have it come on up. Roger, we have a visitor? One.
Not a member.
Pam?
This gentleman, this person.
Oh, okay. Could we have the new members please step forward? Welcome.
Rosemary?
We'll have you introduce yourself, a little brief overview of your service. We'll have you. Well, could we have the young lady come up as well, please? The young or the lady?
Either. Both, I walked right into that one. didn't I?
No, you didn't. Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
I'll take a picture.
Great.
Okay, yeah, but we'll have you just introduce yourself and a little background on your service and what you do.
I'm Kevin Simpson. I prior service Air Force, Army National Guard, active duty Army. Served and supported Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Was in the Air Force from 94 to 98. 98 to 2000. I was in the Army National Guard, Florida, also on rocket systems. And I also did wildfire training, wildfire fighting, camp landing, Florida. Had a failed marriage, so that sent me back into active duty Army. And, best way to get away from your wife, right? Sorry, guys. I'm on wife number 4 in case anybody else curious. Anyway, I digress. So basically, I went in right before 9/11. So I went active duty Army on 13th of June before 9/11. I was at Fort Leonard Wood when 9/11 kicked off. As a student leader, I had to explain things to the kids there, literally kids. Because I was old. Nonetheless, wound up being stationed in Germany. I was in Germany for 4 years, minus 1 year. Convoy escort gunner from January of 2003 up until February of 2005. Yeah, that's right. So all the way up to Army, yes. Right now, what I am working on is creating a liaison position. Basically, I have a part-time office over at the Veterans Memorial Center, creating a call service. Basically, what I do is, if a veteran calls me, I try to direct them to request contact. What I have found just through my own experience, having had to go 13 years with no benefits, I know what kind of a fight it is to have to get your benefits upgraded. I know what it's like to have a discharge upgraded. I also know what it's like when a lot of institutions do not call you back. I feel that's why a lot of our younger veterans fall through the cracks. Because there's not somebody calling them back. My idea is call back at 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. Even if you have the problem solved, it helps if you call some of these younger guys back. I don't feel that necessarily some of the institutions are always doing that all of them. So that's why I'm proposing. But for this current time, it's doing this as a volunteer. Not being paid. It's part of my internship for Kirkwood, my paralegal course. Injury, why I'm having to choose an office job. So my apologies for not being helpful.
My name is Danny Alcaraz. Started in 1990, stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, 3rd 187 Rakkasan Infantry. Did a tour, did a storm, volunteered as a door gunner on a Black Hawk, do about 8 SAR missions, search and rescue, picked up POW and so forth. Came back, got a tour in Korea. I was chosen for my Desert Storm badges from the first sergeant in honor guard, so I didn't have to go to Camp Charlie, all the infantry or Red Cloud or anything like that. So I got to honor guard. Did 8th Army honor guard for 18 months. 1994 came around. I decided to get out, went to the National Guard, and got out in 2010. So I did my 20 years. Retired due to divorce. And an ultimatum from
You guys switch places.
ultimatum from a judge saying custody of your kids or no custody of your kids, join the service, continue your service. I chose my kids over the service. So I retired. I live a simple life, divorce, girlfriend, work at a gas station, fast market, road ranger. So, pretty simple life.
Thank you.
Hey, my name is Rosemary O'Hara. I've been a member since we moved here. I did 20 years in the Army Signal Corps. I graduated in 3rd class with women at West Point in 1982. I retired at 20 because I was going to go to Bosnia and I had just taken home my 3rd kid. My husband is also active duty Signal Corps. Did 3 different trips to Korea. They apparently thought I liked kimchi and rice, which was awesome, so I did. But I did go to Germany and in Hawaii, and then I was 3.5 years at Fort Bragg, where we did everything from the hurricane missions to Somalia, Rwanda, and leaving some of them out. Probably can't tell you about them anyway. I have 4 kids that have benefited from this Legion in both Boy State and Girl State, and so I've actively recruited for Boy State and Girl State for the Legion. And as I said, some of you I've worked with, Mr. Wegeman and Mr. Crawley, and then the auxiliary quite a bit. I actually help with the widows dinners and things, but when you're doing stuff on Mondays, I'm still really active with the Boy and Girl Scouts on Mondays, so I haven't really done that. So I'm looking that I'm kind of backing off from a lot of that, so I can do more here. I like what you had to say because I would love to talk to you about my experiences when I moved here, dealing with the Veterans Administration there. But I've gotten great health care
And I will continue. I think I already have some young juniors for the Boy State for next year and some young ladies for Girl State. So still have my hand in that. My son Daniel, for some of you, he actually won one of the national scholarships for Samsung from this region. And my daughter Brenna won at Iowa level for the Samsung scholarship because my father was a World War II, Korea and Vietnam vet in the Navy. For those of you who are Navy here, we kind of flip flop. So Daniel's going in the Navy. My dad was in the Navy. My grandfather was in the Army. My husband and I were Army. So it goes all the way back. We're a rebellious lot of service to country. So again, I apologize for barging in late and not ever coming to meetings, but I'm paid up. So that's the important thing, right?
Annie, welcome. Okay, moving on. Minutes of our meetings are published in the newsletter. Are there any corrections or amendments to the published minutes?
George is spelled George instead of George. So that was in a couple times wrong in our minutes.
I think there were
And Kelly, sorry.
there were some other spelling. So other than the spelling, hearing none, the minutes will stand as published with the spelling corrections made. Moving on to committee reports. Membership? Howard?
So we are sitting currently at about 1,026, 96%.
Thank you. Very, very well done. Regarding post activities, this coming Friday, the 17th, the Riders are going to host the Marion chapter of the Riders. They're going to host a tenderloin fry here from 5 to 7 p.m. Both drive through or eat in. Also, coming up on Sunday, 26th of June, the 5th annual car show will take place here. Car show time is 1 to 5. Food will be available at noon. And July 17th on Sunday, there will be an omni breakfast, a monthly breakfast from 8 to 11. Regarding the previous events are all open to the public. Regarding our Tuesday night food nights, these are for members and guests only. Tomorrow evening on the 14th, they will be serving tacos from 5 to 6:30. Following Tuesday, 6/21, will be fish and chips, and the 28th will be a pulled pork sandwich. And that gets us through the month of July. Finance Officer Mike couldn't be here tonight. He's still recovering from the surgery and following his doctor's advice in maintaining a low profile, and as he put it, behaving himself. So Ron, would you give a finance report, please?
Checking stands at $25,622.66. Finance made income was $6,496.09. Expenses were $5,600.24 for a positive difference of $870.85. Major income was second vice at $2,000. All income at $2,000. Vets Club at $1,400. Membership at $900. Major expenses, energy at $1,152.48. Membership at $525. Federal and state income tax preparation $850. Second price is, check mark sits at $1,705.73.
Thank you, Ron. On to building corporations, Gary.
For the month of May, our income was $975. Our expenses were $903. We have a balance 1 June, $15,160.
Thank you, Gary. Moving on to Vets Club. Tom?
Vets Club at the end of May, checking balance of $16,377.32. The savings is $5,399.77. Of that amount, $400 will go to buildings and grounds to help maintain the building, and $1,000 will go to the general fund.
Thank you, Tom. Service Officer Leonard.
I talk loud, you know. I made my monthly visit to Ken Bump, took him a newsletter, and my granddaughter did Meals on Wheels Wednesday, and she took meals over to George Kavanaugh, which a lot of you know. And then I have somebody by the name of George, who's a friend of his. We've never got together. He wants somebody to visit him. I'll work on it again.
Thanks, Leonard. Sergeant at Arms Ron. We'll bring down the Hello, welcome.
Well, see, since first of the year, we've had 17 funerals. We've got 5 coming up.
We had 7 since our last meeting.
7 since the last. And I think that's about.
Great.
Oh, yeah, we went up to Robbins Saturday. And for the parade, we do that every year. And it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
We got to be in the front. And there, the Civil Air Patrol was group there, and they were right behind us with flags. But before we let them out on the road, I told them that the U.S. flag was on the right side. The other flag is on the left side. And they said, well, thank you. So that's,
A couple other comments. One of the functions we did, actually on Memorial Day, Fleet Farm asked us to furnish them a bugler and a color guard to present the colors. They were primarily trying to honor buglers who help out at the military honors. We were able to do this, and they offered our bugler a gift card of $50, and they offered the Legion guys that were there another gift card for $50. And we told them we didn't take gratuity, but that we would certainly present it to the Legion Post, and we thanked them for their generosity. So I have those right here along with a thank you for them, for us being there. One other thing that we just completed with Ron's help and Rod's guidance, I was totally unaware of this program, but we can be reimbursed for military honors that we do by a trust fund. They will pay us basically for the services we do, $50 each time we do it, but we have to submit a form with the certain information regarding that. So I have not actually mailed it in yet, but I will. We're doing a funeral this Friday that is part of that, so I don't want to mail it before Friday, but we should be getting $1,000 back from this trust fund for the funerals we have good. So thanks, Rod, for giving me a hand on that. Ron helped me come up with the names. And tonight, while we were in the gun room getting the flags out and stuff, Ron discovered an envelope hanging on the safe. It's a $500 check from the family of
James Woods.
James Woods for the military honors that we did for him, so
$500.
obviously, very generous donation, but I'm not sure who put that in there, maybe if they know anything more about it, but it's on the safe when we went in there tonight, but so they appreciated our services.
Thank you much, gentlemen. The color guard, we were so fortunate to have the unit that we have, and they are very, very well respected throughout the area, and as I mentioned, extremely busy. And I can personally attest to the fact that of all the things we do in the Legion, military rights and doing some of these services are the most rewarding. So Ron and Dan, to your team, thank you so much for doing that. Historian, Jim?
If anybody's interested in getting a copy of our Memorial Day ceremony that we had here, from the cemetery to outside to here, I have one, and get with me later or whatever, and I'll get you a copy.
Thank you, Jim. We move into our American Indian Children and Youth committees. Kelly Jorgensen, who heads up our oratorical and flag essay. Obviously, we don't have activity right now, but coming towards the end of summer, that things will be kicking in. Legion Baseball and Scholarships, Jerry Wegman, who has done another stellar job at promoting this and supporting it. Activity will now cease for a while, so we'll be out of that. Boys State, Jim isn't here, but Boys State will be starting up this coming Sunday, the 19th, running through the week, following week in Fort Dodge in Johnston, Iowa. For camp. Thank you, Mike. And so moving on, Andy, Scouts.
As you're all aware, the Cub Scouts come every time we ask them. We had an omelet breakfast, and riders have a tenderloin fry coming up, and every time I ask them, I kind of say, I'm sorry for such late notice, but they always say, don't worry about it, and they always show up. So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. And if there's anything we can possibly do for those kids, we should do it. They are great.
Oak Shade, Andy.
Oh, that's right, Oak Shade, they showed up and put flags out all over that place, and they just love it. They do a great job, and like I said, if there's anything we can do for them, we should do it. Of course, we give them a building and we help them financially. They're great.
No, thank you, Andy, and I have to concur with that. They do a super job for us. SAL, I don't see the new president or commander, Colin. Ron, do you have any report?
No, I didn't make the meeting. First Tuesday fell on. Oh,
So I've been attending most of the SEL meetings, and Colin Wilson was elected as their new commander, and he'll be installed at the July meeting.
Thank you, Roger. And while you're up, I will get you with the Legion Riders.
So the Riders have their tenderloin fry that's this coming Friday. Since the budget was modified and it's not in that for a contribution to it, I would encourage as many of you as can to support us by coming out and having a tenderloin fry with us this coming Friday. Be 5 to 7. You can eat in or dine out. The only transaction we had in the month of May was one more set of dues in for another $20. So we currently have $3,786.50 in our checking account. Any questions to me on anything?
Riders were at the parade and they're in routes.
That's right. So Mrs. O'Hara called me and said, yo, can you give us a color guard and some motorcycles? And we did. So George headed up the effort there.
I saw the Legion, the flag all the time at all the football games. One more, you know. So had a lot of comments and posted a picture of the, hopefully it took place. They all saw it. No, I just think it's great. that we're gonna be there out in the community. It sounds like you have a lot of interest.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Also this month, we'll have the audit report given by Chairman of the Audit Committee, Dan Palmershine. Dan?
By our bylaws, the audit committee is comprised of the four at-large members of the executive board. This year, they are John Radigan, Sherry Wigman, Chad Steffen, and myself. I will first read our report from doing the audit, then I will give you the details of the finances of each organization. The audit committee completed the internal audit of the Marion American Legion Post 298 for the year 2022 during the last week of May and the first week of June 2022. The 6 organizations that were audited were the Legion Post Finances, Building and Grounds, Vets Club, Sons of the American Legion, Chapter 298 Riders, and the Second Vice Commander. In order to expedite this process, the audit committee broke into 2 groups, each group doing individual audits by themselves. We examined select credit and debit transactions and statements from each group. There were a number of questions asked by the audit teams, but most were regarding procedures used by the different organizations. There was a couple questions for Building and Grounds regarding the ongoing process of trying to recoup funds from a contractor who did not complete work that he was paid for. Because this is still an ongoing situation, the audit team did not feel there was anything more we needed to do at this time. No discrepancies or concerns were found regarding any financial transactions from any of the organizations. During the January 2021 audit, a few suggestions were made to a couple of the organizations by members of the audit team. We were pleased to see these suggestions have been implemented and are now part of their procedures. One major concern of the audit team was to determine if each group had at least 2 individuals knowledgeable of where the financial records were kept and the ability to facilitate a smooth transaction should the current financial representative be unable to continue their duties. With each organization, we were very comfortable that these precautions have been implemented that satisfied any concerns we have. We would like to compliment all 6 of the groups we audited for their detailed record keeping and with their complete cooperation with the audit team. Now, these financial amounts that I get are basically as of June, the end of the month of June, except for CDs. CDs, there's various due dates on them, so the amounts that those represent what they were when they were put into the CD. So it would be a little bit different if you would go for June. Post finances, Farmer State Bank checking account with $24,751.81. The post finance officer has 3 trust funds: educational trust fund with $49,816.82, Arthur Werner Trust Fund with $57,201.89, and Child Welfare Trust Fund with $60,101.37. At Green State Bank, post finance have a checking account with $5 in it, which is necessary in order to have CDs there. There are 5 CDs there. I'll just read the 5 amounts. $28,011.72 on the first one, $5,871.44, $5,336.24,
$5,199.13. And the last one has $5,000.21. They also have two CDs at Heartland Bank and Trust. The first one is $17,166.21. And the last one is $113,600.72. So as you can see, the bulk of our finances for this post are held with the post finance officer. SAL Finances, they have one account, a checking account with Farmers State Bank, and it currently has $9,092.75. Chapter 298 of the Writers has one account, a checking account with Community Savings Bank in Robbins. It currently has $3,766.50. Building and Grounds has a checking account with Farmers State Bank, which currently has $18,087.75. They have three CDs also with Farmers State Bank, $6,893.84. The second one is $11,666.47. The last one is $6,364.03. The Vets Club has a checking account, currently has $16,818.35, and a savings account with $5,400.44. And lastly, our second vice commander has a single checking account with Farmers State Bank, and its amount is $3,838.86. One comment I would make is we were trying to determine if there was sufficient things in place to, I guess what brought this to our attention was when we lost Dave Foster as news editor. We thought, well, that's a tragic thing, but we should be able to carry on without much difficulty. When we found out it was those of you involved, it was a lot of problems because nobody had access to Dave's computer. They didn't know where the databases were. And it just was a little bit of a headache for those that were involved. So that was one thing that we were quizzed each group on. And we were completely satisfied that if something were to happen with the current financial officer and any one of them, there was somebody else that knew exactly where the records are and have sufficient knowledge that we wouldn't run into that situation that we did before. Thank you.
One moment. Dan, are there any questions of Dan? Dan, is it the intent of the committee to motion that this audit report be accepted into record?
I would like to make a motion that you accept this letter as a record.
I second it.
Motion by Dan and seconded by Tracy. A motion has been made and seconded to accept the audit report into record. Is there any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. One other thing we want to have, past department commander Mike, would you give us a reminder on our political status? If you would.
I don't need that. I'm going to touch on that. I'm also going to touch on another subject. Dan briefed on it real quick. At department level, 3 or 4 months ago after midwinter, so around the 1st of March, we lost the department finance officer to pancreatic cancer. He'd been in place almost 40 years. Ken Danielson was pretty much one-man finance. We've had very good success under him. I chair the department's finance commission, so I got tasked with finding a replacement. Anybody that takes the electronic newsletter, and you may have seen an article in the Legionnaire that we put out about our search for a finance officer for the department. Applications closed the 1st of June, and we had a great big whopping 1 applicant. Best applicant we could have had. So when I called him on the phone and set the appointment to do the interview, which was today, he said, well, I guess I'm your best applicant. I said, well, you're also our worst. So, we kind of set the tone. Those that were at midwinter would
possibly remember Charlie Bowser. He was the gentleman who was set up at the, outside the convention hall in the center of the doors. He runs a business, plus he works in energy. He's a very well-rounded, his finance resume was about half down a page. I'm over my head. So well-versed, well-qualified. We had the interview. I drove into Des Moines today. We had the interview this morning, and he is going to be appointed by the commander at the end of the month, and we'll see if the Department Executive Committee will approve the appointment that we fully expected. So we will have a very qualified finance officer at department level again. With marketing, I've talked on membership. You'll hear a little bit from Mr. Hogan, I'm sure. But we need more creative ways to keep finances at the department level going. We're down to 3 service officers as of today out of Des Moines, and finances do play a part in replacing that. So moving on. The color guard received an invitation a couple weeks ago. We ended up, after about 7 days of discussion, turning down the offer. But it's a good reminder, since we're in the planting season, and this fall we will see political commercials grow all over the place. It's a season, comes out every couple of years. The American Legion is, I believe the phrase is apolitical. We have a political agenda. We, at department level, we have the word, my Alzheimer's kicked in, lobbyists that promote our agenda, what we would like to see done at the State House. It is done at a national level. It's where the Legion as a organization needs everybody to remember the emblem. Very much trademark, copyrighted, protected. Every political ad season, somebody will sneak in an ad showing a couple Legionnaires, a group where they'll be at a place with their cap on, and they end up on television. That campaign receives both a phone call and a letter from the department adjutant telling them to pull the ad. You do not have permission, you will never have permission to put the American Legion emblem in your political ad. We were approached by and it doesn't matter which party, but in this case from Cedar Rapids, the Cedar Rapids Republican Women's Group. Very, very nice request. They asked for the color guard to come down to their meeting and present the colors and maybe give a quick, short little talk about the flag, patriotic. Absolutely outstanding. We were very proud to be asked. But we would be potentially have been putting uniformed Legionnaires in front of banners, ads, who knows what, that all it takes is a couple people out there with their cameras, and maybe somebody comes up to tell us thank you. Happens all the time. Next thing we know, here at our color guard on TV, we're promoting Jane or who knows. It is the best situation that we chose to decline their offer, and just out of what's the phrase? An abundance of caution. It's a reminder to everybody. I'll use, this is me. I want to see everybody involved in the political system. Get out there, be part of the system, not in your Legion gear. Do not wear your hat. Shirts are deadly. You're going to a political rally.
you have no reason to take your Legion gear with you. Just protect the emblem like it's your little kid's, like it's your granddaughter's address and phone number. Don't do it. And other than that, just, yeah, stay away from it and try to, if you make a mistake, stuff happens, we'll deal with it, but I'm not aware that they're gonna come up and go, Leonard, we're gonna fine you $10. The campaign of whoever is the one that they end up throwing an ad. So just a kindly, friendly reminder, but please get involved this year, be part of the process. That's what we're here for. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you, Commissioner Knight. One thing I should have mentioned when Dan gave the audit report, the recent rewrite of the bylaws that was approved back in April, I think. One of the things that the bylaws committee came up with was a finance committee, so that we, to Dan's point of having more people involved than just having one or two individuals. So the bylaws now will have the finance committee will be chaired by a finance officer, who's Mike Barron currently. Ron Tyne, the adjutant, will be a member of that, and also our judge advocate, Pat Reiner, will also be a member. There will be two additional members, and they will be past Commander Tom Thompson and myself as junior past commander. So we'll have a committee of 5 overseeing the finances of the post. Because we are very, very fortunate. So many people compliment us. It's almost, there isn't a day that doesn't go by about the facility we have. And we just, people in the past have done us well. And so it's just ours to keep going. I just wanted to throw that out. Department Vice Commander Hogan, do you have anything to report on before?
Have to get my monthly report on the membership. Probably the last one will be different department vice after the convention in July. Unfortunately, second district now stands in 5th place out of 9 districts in membership. According to department, the first district, they may do it this year. They'll be, if they do, they'll be the first ones in a long time that we reach their goal. They are at 99.3% of the goal. And they need like 25 members to before the end of this month. In second place, 6th district at 95.94. 5th district is 3rd at 95.04. 8th district is 4th at 95.04. And the 2nd district at 94.86. However, everybody really has done a good job. It's too bad we can't get over that hump, but there are so many posts that need like 2 to 5 members to reach goal. In fact, in the 2nd district, Lynn County lead with 15 posts. We lead in the number of county or posts that made goal. We have 10 posts that got 100% or more in Lynn County. I'm sorry, there are 10 posts in the district that got 100% or more. Lynn County had 5 of them, so we had 50%. Troy Mills led the county with 104.5%. And Ron, I know you said we had 100 or whether 1026 members. Department credits with us with 1027. So
Okay.
they would make 96%. Now, I think where we're hurting is 729 transfers. Most of you have heard about 729s. We used to lead the league in that. This year, we only have 58.
First district was in first place at 136. They really went after them. So we need to improve on that. Now, the 729s do not help the department. They're already in the department in the computer holding post, but they do count as members for your post. And if they've already paid to the computer post, you don't get any money the first year, but you do get the membership. If they haven't paid, you get the money and the membership. That's sort of how that works. So I hope we can pick it up this coming year and get back up there in first place where we belong. One other thing I'd like to talk about was last Saturday in Springville, we had a flag disposal. It happens every year. Springville's hosted it quite a bit. Others, Ely and Halo hosted it. We'll be looking for somebody next year, so we're looking for volunteers. Ron was there, Mike was there, Mike was the speaker. And had 50 people approximately attend. And I was hoping we'd have more than that, because this, if you've never seen the ceremony, it's really something. They actually cut a flag up. You may be surprised about that, but there's a method to it, so you have to come sometime and see it. It's a really great ceremony. Springville does an outstanding job on it. Their fire department, the volunteer department is wonderful. They had a hay rack with, I don't know, flags were piled probably about 5-6 feet deep on it. Hiawatha showed up with 13 barrels of flags about an hour before. And the fire department, they stood out there and got them all done. And I understand that we're gonna help them out with that. What I heard, what you can say about that. Next year, it's always around Flag Day. Keep an eye out, ear out, and come on over and attend that. It's a great ceremony. I probably forgot something, but that's it. If anybody's got any questions, let me know. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's fine, brother. Do we have any unfinished old business that needs to come before this meeting? If not, we'll move on to new business. And the first order of business will be the installation of elected officers and positions for the next year. So, Vice Commander Hogan, if you would, please.
Give the Sergeant at Arms bring before me the newly elected officers' votes. Or y'all just want to come up here, that's fine too. I don't know. They need to see you, not me. Got everybody? You want to take a selfie? Going to use all the film. Some of you are new, and I hope you'll take the words that you're about to hear and say very seriously, not just something to do. You're going to lead the largest post in the state in the next year. Big responsibility, and I hope you take it seriously, and I hope you have much, much success. I know Dean has been saddled the last 2 years with unusual circumstances, uncharted territory, with the pandemic and everything. And I hope you all don't have to go through that. With that, my fellow Legionnaires, you've chosen to fill the various offices of Post 298. I know that you will vindicate the trust that's been placed in you I know you will fulfill every obligation required of you. Familiarize yourselves with the duties of your office and carry out those duties with the same spirit from which arose the American Legion. The welfare and success of this post depends upon you, as does the preservation of the integrity of the American Legion. Protect the good name of the American Legion with the people of our great nation. Help them know the Legion's purposes and policies. Remember the tolerance that animates us as members. Remember, there is no rank among us, as we all serve as equals. We're all aiming for the same goals, the ideals of justice, freedom, democracy, and loyalty. Remember, too, the cardinal principles of the American Legion are the rehabilitation of the disabled veterans, care of dependents of those who have answered the final call, care of those who now are suffering from wounds, disease, and want, and the education of our children and service to the community, state, and nation. If you would, please raise your right hand and give your name and say, "I," give your name. Do solemnly pledge myself to perform faithfully and impartially the duties of the office of the American Legion I am about to assume. And I further pledge. I am not a member of. And do not subscribe to. The principles of any group opposed to a form of government. Put your hands down. Commander Dean. Commander Edward Zach, you have just completed a year of service to the American Legion, Post 298. The records of Post indicate the quality of your service. It is my hope that things you learned about the American Legion and the experience that you gained will always be available for those who follow you. On behalf of the Department Commander, I thank you for the splendid service you rendered the American Legion. Thank you. You, Commander Damascus, are entrusted very important duties. You must teach and protect the cardinal principles of the American Legion throughout your post. You are entrusted with the supervision of the duties of all officers of your post. Poor and trouble will come to you, and you must see that no veteran is turned away without full justice. Loyalty to your post, to its membership, to the state and national organizations with obligations which you now assume. You are more than a presiding officer of meetings. You are guided by the Constitution and the decisions of the post body. Yet the responsibility for your programs is on your shoulders. Just familiarize yourself with the traditions of your post and the American Legion. While your sincere acceptance and earnest performance of these duties may the trust your fellow legionnaires have reposed in you be justified. I extend to you the congratulations to the Department of Iowa. I wish you well as you resume your responsibilities as the new commander. Robert. Legionnaires, I present to you the officers of your choice. I congratulate you on the selection that you've made. You have chosen them. Now it's your duty to aid them in every way. Help them keep the American Legion faithful to its principles and ideals.
Oh, wait a minute. I'd like to get a picture of everybody a little closer together. So everybody just turn like a 45 degrees.
That ain't gonna help.
And then Yeah, I got new cameras. Got 4 hours.
I think he was aiming for your
nose. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to echo Vice Commander Hogan's congratulations to all the leaders and wish them success as well. I also want to thank everyone for all the support over the last 22 months. Certainly is appreciated, and it has been a distinct honor for myself to serve as your commander. So thank you for all your support through the years. Thank you, guys and gals. Do we have any other new business? Yes, Ron.
I'd like to come up and present this Murdoch's.
Oh. James Wood Service? Oh, okay. Good. Well, thank you. So if there is no other new business, we'll go right into the Good of the Legion and correspondence. And obviously, as Ron just said, we have a $500 check from Murdoch's for the James Woods funeral service. Yes.
I got one thank you.
Okay.
We received a unique thank you in the mail right after Memorial Day. We got a thank you for a lady for placing a flag on her husband's grave all these years. She gave us a donation of $50. I advised her in the mail, and let her know that was going to go to the creation of more flags.
Thank you, Ron. We also did receive a thank you note from Samantha Reckheimer. Samantha was our $2,000, right, Jerry? She's from North Lynn High School. She was unable to attend the Memorial Day service, but she does thank us so much for awarding me with this scholarship. I'm very excited and grateful to have received this. I will use money to pay for my tuition books and other college expenses. And as I mentioned, she sends her regards that she wasn't able to be in attendance at Memorial Day. Sincerely, Samantha Reckheimer. For the Good of the Legion, yes.
Do I need to stand? Friday night, we loaded all the flags up, and we need to thank Darwin Sutloff and Steve Lewinsky. They furnished their trucks, and we have 2 or 3 more helping, and we hauled a bunch of flags over in Springville. And I was part of the attendance, and I'm going to probably put an article in the newsletter thanking them. Denny went fishing.
No, thank you so much. Please do put an article in the newsletter so that
I will.
we serve the recognition, get the recognition that they deserve. Also, yesterday, we had our second Eagle Scout was awarded to Wyatt. Okay, because Wyatt did a project with the SAL. Is that correct? So that ceremony was held yesterday. So this is our second Eagle Scout that I'm aware of in the last several years. So congratulations to Wyatt. Also on Friday, June 3rd, Jerry Wegman and I traveled to Lisbon, just on the other side of the county here, if you will, and We had the distinct honor of presenting 75-year continuous membership and service to John Chupanis. And his three sons were able to be in attendance, and we presented him the certificate, and John was very, very appreciative. John is, you would think that at 75 years, he's probably our most senior, but believe it or not, John is second most senior. We have Bob Fluhout, who's 75 years before, so we got 76, 75, and we've got a couple more coming up. But it was really, Jerry can attest, it was really a pleasure to visit with his family and spend some time there.
The distance that the sons travel,
Yes.
not the distance that the local people.
Yeah, just the only contact information I had for John was an address in Plymouth, Minnesota, so it didn't have a phone number or email. So I sent a letter up there, and his son, Paul, who lives in Plymouth, receives his mail and came back, and I had offered to, for 75 years, I thought it would even be worth driving up to present this, because that is a significant accomplishment. And Paul thought that was nice and informed me that he's down in Lisbon, and so we were able to set it up and do that. But they were very, very appreciative, as I mentioned. It was a good ceremony. Any other good of the Legion of correspondence? If not, do the raffle if you would.
Everybody in the raffle, yeah. That's the number, 804. Yes. Yes. 804. Yes.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah. Read them.
I think he was late coming in.
You said 408, right? Thank you all.
Congrats, Andy. Is there any further business to come before the meeting? If not, the chaplain will lead us in prayer. Uncovered.
God, grant to the living grace, to the departed rest, to the nation peace and concord, to us and all your servants, the promise of everlasting life. Light to guide us on our way, courage to support us, and your blessing to unite us in service to you and our country. Amen.
Amen. Please cover. Till we meet again, let us remember that our obligation to our country can be fulfilled only by the faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be ever a main objective of the American Legion and its members. Let us be ever watchful of the honor of our country, our organization, and ourselves, that nothing shall swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. The color guard will now retrieve the POW MIA missing comrade flags. The color guard will now retrieve the colors. And salute. Two. I now declare this meeting of Marion Post 298, the American Legion, Department of Iowa adjourned, and I hand the gavel over to Commander Masters.
You know what, we're gonna be setting.